Right now, like literally right now, there is the former president of the Trudeau Foundation. I think her name is Pascal Fournier. And she is answering questions. I think she's under oath. And apparently, she was upset and alarmed and concerned and worried about these allegations of Chinese Communist Party money being laundered through the Trudeau Foundation. How odd it was that Alexandre Trudeau, Justin Trudeau's brother, accepted the check. How odd it was that the money was actually from the government, funneled through $1 billion. Lots of questions, and she dared to ask about them. Well, that didn't do well. Apparently, people came to her home and spent 6 hours scrubbing all her devices to make sure she didn't take any corporate secrets with her. I don't know who they is. Here, let's watch this clip and then come right back. We'll talk about who it was that did this raid on her house. Take a listen.
Thank you. I'm curious. They came to your house. Is that customary?
I don't know if it is custom, but what they mention is that because they were paying for my phone, my computer, and my internet, so they were at my house from 6 o'clock until 12 at night, 12:30, to make sure that they would leave with everything, any possible, access to computers, iPhones, and internet, and so on. They insisted on the fact that they wanted to read all of the text messages, and that I was not allowed to touch any of the text messages. And so I did collaborate and obviously gave back everything that I had. So you will understand that I don't have access to almost nothing. I remember a lot from memory, but I had some individuals who sent back some emails so that I could testify today.
Isn't that incredible? So that's not just nobody. That is the boss of the Trudeau Foundation. But I don't think she was the boss back in 2016 when that dirty deal was done with the Chinese Communist Party. So she was poking around. That was an MP from Lethbridge, I believe, who was asking the questions. Rachel Thomas is her name, I believe. I don't know who the they was. It sounds like they are the board of directors. As you know, there's something really weird about the Trudeau Foundation. Its board of directors, 6 of them, if I'm not mistaken, are chosen by Justin Trudeau. And 3 of them, if I'm not mistaken, and this is so crazy, you're not even going to believe what I'm about to say. 3 of the directors are the heirs and successors to Pierre Trudeau Sr. As in, it follows the family bloodline. Like we're talking about like the 14th Earl of Papineau or something. That's exactly where it is there. In accordance with the, show that. This is from the truth. This is unbelievable. In accordance with the Canada Not-for-Profit Corporations Act, the Pierre Elliott Trudeau Foundation is governed by 2 bodies, the Foundation's members and its board of directors. These diverse, dynamic, and deeply engaged governance teams volunteer, blah, blah, blah. Directors, scroll down a little bit. Directors manage or supervise the management of the activities and affairs of the Foundation. They are elected by the members of the Foundation. Okay, scroll down a little bit more. Okay, that's not, you know what? I think they changed their website. I think they've scrubbed their website because what used to be there, am I right, Olivia? We looked at this just the other day. 6 of them, I think there's a total of 30, quote, members, and the members elect the directors. Is that, scroll up a little bit. Is that where scroll down a little bit? Up a little bit. Let me just look at the words right there. Next paragraph down. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so they didn't scrub it. I'm glad we caught that. So yes, let me read this. This is from their website. Members appoint directors to the board of directors, approve changes to the bylaws, and appoint the external auditor. The foundation's membership is limited to 30 members. 6 seats are reserved for members appointed by the Minister of Information, so that's Justin Trudeau's appointment. And another 3 seats, and I've never seen wording like this before ever anywhere, are reserved for liquidators of the succession of the late Right Honorable Pierre Elliott Trudeau. That's a very lawyerly way of saying it's in the Trudeau family forever. We don't do that in Canada. The only thing in Canada that is inherited that way is the Queen of Canada, Queen Elizabeth, now the King of Canada, King Charles. That is passed on from father to son, mother to daughter, whatever. There's no other power, no other public institution in Canada that passes down by inheritance. The running of this $150 million endowed foundation is a Trudeau family gift, a gift to the Trudeau family from taxpayers. Isn't that crazy? So I assume that they who raided that woman's house for 6 hours, someone comes to my house, I say, come back with a warrant. I guess she's slightly less property rights oriented, being a Trudeauvian. Sounds like she let people into her house for 6 hours. Oh, the things I would say if someone tried to come into my house to search my stuff without a warrant, the things I would say. And if they tried to come in, I think there'd be some news coming out of that, unfortunately. But no, she was fine with it. I don't know who the they was. Were they the directors from Trudeau's team? Were they from the Trudeau, like his political team? Like Trudeau is basically appointing 9 people on this board. He's got 6 political appointees and the 3 family members, including his brother. Who is the they that was trying to scour and scrub all the digital proof of things? Was it Brenda Lucky's RCMP going in to do a cover-up? I don't know. Was it someone from the Chinese embassy trying to cover their tracks? We didn't quite catch it in that clip. Now, I put another clip in the Slack channel. I don't know if you saw it there. Like I said, it's super weird to have, like, if a mere citizen creates a great company and a lot of wealth and wants to do some succession planning, you can understand how a matriarch or patriarch would pass on their family to their children through their will, through some corporate planning or something. That's their own business. If you save money over the course of your lifetime, how you spend it is your own business. And by the way, it's not always smart to put your company in the hands of your children. You know, there's an old saying. Have you ever heard this saying, Olivia? From shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves in 3 generations. Have you ever heard that? What it means is the first generation was poor, worked extremely hard to build up the wealth, gave it to the second generation who enjoyed the fruits but frittered it all away, and by the time the third generation came around, they were poor again. That's what shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves in 3 generations means. And if it's your own money, you can give it to your kids, you can give it to strangers, you can give it to charity, you can do whatever you want with it. I get it, it's your own money. But the Trudeau Foundation is not private money. It's taxpayers' money that was put in this huge jackpot, this huge treasure chest. And who was guarding the treasure chest? Trudeau family members. What the actual hell? Including, and I'm sorry to use the language, but it's technically true, the bastard daughter that Trudeau had with some groupie named Deborah Coyne, Andrew Coyne's cousin. It's weird. Would you not say it's weird? I just quoted to you from the Trudeau Foundation website saying, yeah, we reserve seats for the heirs and successors to Pierre Trudeau. That is so gross. Here's what Pascal Fournier had to say about that. Take a listen.
Why was it not Maurice Rosenberg's signature? And why were the receipts signed with Mr. Rosenberg's personal signature? And that's why the donation policy is supposed to create transparency. I signed contracts, and so I was also creating the receipts with my signature. If not, so you're saying that a board member like Mr. Alexandre Trudeau does not have the authority to sign on behalf of the foundation. I tried to do some research to understand that because Carolyn Lynn and I were trying to understand what had happened in the past, and I hadn't found any resolution from the bill that allowed Mr. Trudeau to sign the contracts. I didn't see that in the minutes from the board, but I wasn't there, so I can't say. Why was it not Morris Rosenberg?
So Morris Rosenberg was a manager there. Obviously, you can tell by his last name that he was not family, but he's a guy who issued the cover-up. He did the internal investigation saying everything was fine. But even he wasn't dirty enough to do the deal. That was Justin Trudeau's brother, Alexandre Trudeau. And there you had Pascal Fournier saying, why was Alexandre Trudeau signing receipts? Why was he involved in technical business matters like that? This is such a dirty, corrupt organization. Let me just say who that young woman was, Pascal Fournier. She's been the CEO there for how long? Let me Google that. Pascal Fournier. I can't find it very quickly here, but I think that she has been the CEO there for at least 5 years. I can't find that quickly enough to tell you. You know, actually, she still has her website up on the Trudeau Foundation. I think 5 years. 5 years she's been with the Trudeau Foundation. And before that, she worked for the Trudeau Foundation as long ago as 2003. Here, let me send you a link to that if you want to put it on the screen. I think you've got it there. Yeah, I think you've got it on the screen there. So Pascal Fournier, yeah, exactly right. So she was a scholar 20 years ago. 5 years ago. Yeah, read her. Let me read her bio. Since beginning her mandate as president and CEO of the foundation in July 2018, she's taken bold steps, blah, blah, blah. So 15 years she was associated with them, plus 5 years as the boss. She is a 20-year Trudeau Foundation woman. Almost since the first day. Because I think the Trudeau Foundation was created in 2001, 2002, around there. So she has been, and she's got a law degree, a master's in law. Like, you couldn't have she's a PhD from Harvard, Fulbright Fellow. Oh, scholar of the first cohort, 2003. Law clerk at the Supreme Court. Holy moly. This is Superwoman. Am I right? My PhD, law degree, clerk at the Supreme Court. Holy mackerel. I mean, I'm sure I disagree with her ideologically on every single thing. But you must acknowledge that this woman's credentials are impeccable, that her experiences are impeccable. She's obvious, like, to get a PhD and a law degree and be a clerk and be in the first cohort of the Trudeau Foundation. And obviously they liked her enough that when she was a little bit older, they made her the CEO. And for the past 5 years, she's been the CEO. And she said something's fishy. And so they went to her home. Look, I don't know. I don't know this woman. Obviously, I never heard of her until a couple of weeks ago. But I think she's got enormous credibility based on the institutions that have entrusted her with things. And you heard her there, mild-mannered, soft-spoken, not over-egging the pudding, as they say. She couldn't understand why things were not in order. And when she asked questions, the lifers there freaked out on her. I'm on Team Pascal Fournier. I know I'm not on her team ideologically when it comes to policy. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about government corruption. You can imagine how crestfallen she is. She's really given her adult life to this organization. Think about it. I mean, if she got her law degree in 1997, I think is what I read there. That's sort of the same, I think that's the same year I got my law degree. When did I get my law degree? I got it in 96. So I think she's 1 year younger than me, if we're measuring, I don't know how it is in Quebec. So I think she's 50. Maybe she's a little bit younger. She's in her late 40s or 50. I'm not sure if you go straight into law in Quebec. She has given almost her entire adult life to the Trudeau Foundation. Imagine how disillusioned she must be. And look at her dishing in Parliament. What a bunch of crooks. I think she joined the Trudeau Foundation thinking it was a great place to learn and study and do research and all that stuff. I don't think she joined it thinking this is a money laundering shell operation to take money from foreign dictatorships and, grease the wheels in Trudeau's government. I think that's amazing and super gross. Just really, really crazy.
That's a clip from something we call Rebel News Daily. It's our daily live stream hosted by my friend David Menzies, but the show also includes a rotating cast of hosts and special guests, including me. It's a great way for us to talk about the news of the day as the news is happening in an unscripted fashion, and it's an awesome way for you to interact with us as well. We stream every weekday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Mountain, wherever you find Rebel News. See you there.